everyone, how are you? It's Casey. So finally today, the long-awaited second part of my Paola Reina doll. I'm finally ready to keep working on her. So the first thing is, as I said in the first part video about her, I was waiting for eyes to continue working on her. So I had ordered two different things. I ordered a type of eye that I should be able to use my own artwork in. So if you don't know, I have an Etsy shop where I sell all kinds of supplies to make BeBeDolls, but it started out as a shop making eyes. And I still primarily sell eyes there, and I make my own artwork for those. And so I really prefer to use my own artwork when possible. So I saw these eyes on AliExpress, and I haven't printed out artwork yet, but the way I understand it is you would put your artwork in there and then put the pupil part on top, and it should show your artwork, and then the eye will go inside there. So I definitely want to try that. But I also ordered some eyes ready to go from someone off of Etsy in Russia. I will find her shop and post it below in the description. I will say though, right now we are still in the global pandemic. Right now it's June 22nd, and some of you may know, some of you may not know, that a lot of the effects that I'm having right now are due to shipping and stock issues. So the reason I'm saying this is because Russia seems to be right now one of the countries with a large effect on shipping time. So these took a really long time to get here. I have something else I've ordered from Russia it's been months, several months, and it's still not here. So I'm just telling you that if you want to check her out, I'm not discouraging you from ordering. There are some Russian sellers who are no longer shipping to the US right now. I'm not sure about her. What cute little postcard she sent. So, but the eyes are really, really pretty, and they're glass. As you can see, I got like a dark gray and there's some brown. So I'm probably going to use these eyes for this doll and not experiment with these yet. I may experiment with making them, but I'm probably not going to use them on this doll right now. I just wanted to show the two options that I got because these are so well made. And I really like darker eyes on my doll. And so anyway, I'm going to use these. As you can see, she has a couple options of them being centered or off-centered. And I think I got kind of the off-centered ones, so they're going to go like this in the doll for them to look natural. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is, as you know, in the first video, I already started painting the doll. And I just kind of happened to notice over the time that I haven't been working on this doll that a lot of the artists that work on them put the eyes in first and then paint. That didn't make a lot of sense to me because I wanted to be able to get down in there, but I realized that I think the reason they're doing that is because to get the eyes in, you're going to have to squeeze a lot on the vinyl, and if you do that with layers of paint and Mr. Super Clear, it can crack. So I'm actually going to put the eyes in first and then continue painting her, and hopefully we should be able to get her done really pretty quickly. Now if you remember in the first video, I warmed her up to pop the eyes out, and so I haven't thought yet if I want to do that or if I just want to kind of cut open the back and push them in, because my thought was if I can cut open the back and push them in, I also would not need to paint with the eyes in, but then they're not as secure back there and you need to glue them, and with a head opening this small it might be difficult to do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and try and warm her up and see if I can just pop them in through the front. Although looking at it right now, it just looks impossible to do that. So I'm not going to do that on camera. I want to just see if it's going to work first, and I don't want the hairdryer out here. So I'm going to go try that, and if it doesn't work, we'll just cut the back, and then I will be back and let you know how that went, and we'll continue painting her. So I will be right back. So what I expected might happen happened. So I don't know if any of you have had this experience with Mr. Super Clear, but I've never had problems with Mr. Super Clear except for one time when my doll was outside drying after spraying it, and the sun shifted and the sun was directly on my doll, and it ended up making like a white, it made it turn sort of white, like a white pasty coating on the doll. And I was worried that might have been because of the heat. And so as I was heating up the doll with the hairdryer, I was noticing that there was some white residue starting to show up. So I stopped right away, and it's not too bad. Since this is one of the first layers of paint, I think it's going to be fine. If you do have that happen, you can use a very high grit sandpaper, so like 1500 or 2000 grit sandpaper, to just very gently sand it off. So again, this is only a really good idea when you are on the first layers, because you have plenty of layers to kind of cover it up. But so anyway, I did have to go through the back. I did have to cut. I will put some glue back there when the doll is done, but she has her eyes in, and I love them. They look beautiful. So now, as I get ready to finish her painting and spray her with Mr. Super Clear, I need to cover her eyes. And this is how I realized that's what other artists were doing, because I noticed there was always tin foil over the eyes of these dolls while people were working on them. So that's how I figured out they must have the eyes they want to use in. So aren't you happy that I experiment and then can tell you guys what to do? Because there's not a lot of people doing these dolls, and I couldn't really find much information on them or tutorials. So I'm going to get some tin foil. I'm going to cover her eyes, and then we're going to go ahead and continue painting her and her body, and hopefully we'll be able to get her done today. So let's get started. So that was kind of stressful itself, and I had to use some putty just to hold the tinfoil on. I think it's pretty good. I think that it's covered pretty well. I'm just really nervous about ruining these eyes. So honestly, thinking about going forward, if I have to cut out the back anyway, I might just paint and put the eyes in last, because it makes me nervous that the Mr. Super Clear might get down in there and it will ruin the eyes. So, but I have it on for now, and I think it's going to be okay. I put a little piece of putty under the tin foil that should come off pretty easily. And so let's get going on painting her. I'm going to kind of fix my tape a little bit and get out my paints, and we'll get started. on her. I've done a couple layers now, and I'm getting really close to the last layer. But I thought I would mention before I go ahead and finish her up that one of the things that I do to kind of see if I'm done is take a photo of the doll in really nice natural light and then put it on my computer and see how it looks. So very subtle coloring on dolls is really hard to pick up in photos, at least in my experience. So I end up doing the doll a little bit darker in real life than I probably would want to. Although I love the way they look, it just shows up a lot better in photos. So I'm going to build one more layer on top of where she's at, and then I'll take another photo and hopefully she will be done. I still do need to do eyebrows. I've decided that because her hair is this light blue, I'm actually going to do white eyebrows and do a very white light color for her. So I do need to build on that because white is one of the hardest colors to get to show up. So let's get started on that. Alright, so I've done her last layer. I always spray my last layer of a face up with the Mr. Super Clear Semi-Gloss because I like the shine it gives to the face. I actually like there to be a little bit of shine. It still might not be completely dry, but I wanted to take off the eye covers and the hair and see what she's looking like. At this point, I have taken a photo. I think it looks good, but it's sometimes hard to tell completely without the hair and the eyes. So there is the possibility that I will have to put it all back on and keep working, but we're going to go ahead and take everything off right now and just see where we're at this point. And hopefully the eyes are okay under there. So the eyes look fine. There's a little sticky residue that I'll clean up later. That already helps me see her better. And so let's take her hair cover off. I am going to be doing a different hairstyle for her. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do one of my famous haircuts, but I will have to be heating up some water for this hair because now it's going to be all sticking up. And today I'm not probably going to be able to finish her, but I just wanted to kind of get an idea, and I do like it. The original hair does not have a very baby look. Not that she's going to be a baby, but she's going to be a young girl, and this thick poofy factory doll hair always looks really unnatural to me. So I'm definitely going to be taming it down and probably cutting it. She doesn't have bangs. It's really hard to create bangs if they don't already have them. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do like a side part if possible, because I think that might be what she already has. Yeah, her part is right there. And I'm going to thin it out quite a lot. But I think so far she's looking good. I'm going to let her finish drying completely, and then I'm going to work on the hair. One of the things I was thinking about while I was working on her is part of the reason, if you remember, that I put the eyes in first was so that I wouldn't have to heat her up and bend her, but I didn't really think about the fact that that's how I got the body off. So I'm not quite sure how I'm getting the body back on yet. Hopefully I'll be able to heat up around here and it won't disturb her face up, but we'll see. This is all an experiment, but so far she's looking really cute, I think. So I will be done for today, and I will be coming back for part 3, wrapping up and finishing her. So I hope you'll tune in. It should be up by next week. So thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified when I do have a new video, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.